Just back here with Unx again. Okay, here's the daily chart again, and where we're looking at that gap here at 35. I just wanted to reiterate on there it is. That's the day it took off, and what we saw as far as volumes went after that. The next day was massive volume. Okay, to be a breakaway gap, you need to be greater than average volume. Okay, now we know that point is there, and this is the day it basically the day before it took off. So this is the day it actually took off. Okay, that volume up there, that yellow line is average volume. So it's done about 3-4 times average volume. It's done nearly 4 million there compared to 470 there. So yeah, I'd definitely be thinking that's a breakaway gap, and with the volume following it, breakaway gaps don't tend to get filled. Okay, so what we're just going to quickly do now is just go to the weekly chart, and this is remember what I was saying about the golden cross on the moving averages on the daily chart. Okay. Well, what we see happening with moving averages here on the weekly chart, they're just starting to cross up through. Two have been through, 50, which is here in blue. Okay, now the yellow, which is the 30, is going to go through it. Okay, now this is all a big, powerful move on these pushing up through like this. It pushed up through like it before. Okay, and did back here as well. So this is what I'd be looking at being quite a powerful push up through. It's got the 200 time period up here, okay, in purple, and what it'll do is to push through that. It might have some time off up around here, maybe a little bit of sideways, but I don't think much at all. It could just keep on going. Okay, the thing to look at here too, that's that high in here that we're looking at that it needs to push through. We're talking 55 cents or something. Okay, and then through the 59. Okay, the thing as it does push up through this here, and it does go up through those figures, this is when this is going to go more parabolic, because this will then be looking to make a golden cross on the weekly chart. Okay, and that is really going to change things. Okay, at the moment, the range that it's repeated back here is not complete yet. Okay, if we put it from the bottom there to that there, it's pretty close to our 59. Okay, so that would complete the range and take it up to that last fib there. Okay, if it decides, because if we have a look at this one here, this run up here, like I said, it was quite staggered and it didn't have a lot of momentum with it, and it had the top and came off, where this here is looking more like a very more powerful move and has a lot more momentum and swing, and all the MAs here are a lot tighter here on the stock at this point. So if it and don't forget, this was the last U boom back here. Okay, on this run up and this run up, and now we're experiencing another U-boom. So even if it does the smaller of the two ranges there, that's what we were talking about before. That's where the stock could go to quite quickly, and it is tightly held. So if it does the larger range, well, we're all laughing, aren't we? That will give you some ideas there. That's if it repeats that larger range. The thing to also bear in mind, if it's done 100% GAN down, okay, or just over 100% GAN down, with GAN numbers, there's no reason why it can't do another 100% GAN up, or even do 50%, okay? And the 50% is still up here in your $1.15 mark. That's your 50%. It's also your quadrant midline, and stocks tend to go towards that levels and lines. If we just have a look at the weekly indicators, even the SCOF is up here, okay? But on its last big run last time, it did hang around here for a long time. We've still got the MACD here, and it's still heading up, okay? And it can go all the way up to this line here before it makes a top. So it's still got a long way to travel, okay? The DEMA also down here, DEMA highs, basically up here is what I'd be looking at there. Be thinking that's your DEMA high, okay? But it could also do something like this. Seen stocks run to 90 on a DEMA, and it could run up to this line here. So it could still have quite a bit more to go in it, okay? This is a short entry for a long, okay? And that's been triggered there. So that was a short entry for a long. It was triggered back there at that point, which on our chart, okay, was just in here. Okay, so that was a nice pick. You just picked the bottom nicely and off it went. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just have a look at the month. This is the monthly chart, and as we can see, again, MAs are looking to go, and around now we have the 50 period, which is up here. Okay, but these are basically ready to go, and it's a nice big white candle, okay, quite different to the three that were here and quite larger, okay. So whether the monthly candle is going to end up being something like the one it did in the past back here first, and then another big run up. That was the two candles it did on that last U-boom thing, and also through here. Okay, so it could quite easily do that. And when we look at indicators on the monthly chart, they're all starting to go, and the volumes are just increasing now. And your DEMA is only at, I'll just put it here so you can see it. Your DEMA is only here at 51, okay, and usually on a DEMA, on a chart of DEMA, 54 is around about a level I consider a buy. Okay, so there we go, and MACD is still heading up and has more to go. Okay, yeah, and it's been a young stock, so it doesn't have a big history on a monthly chart, but to me all that's looking pretty good. I'd be pretty happy with that. I'm just going to rehash a few things. Just going to go back through it again, okay, so you've got it all on one video, and just quickly rehash a few things here. So this 55, if it gets through that, okay, which I'm pretty sure it will, and do it quite easily, and then through the 59, and then it's pretty much got an easy run to 90 cents, okay. It's repeating this range here. This range is, you know, pretty much complete at around the 59, okay, which would break those two old highs there. We have the higher gaps to fill in the $20s, okay, and the $40s and the $60s. So I'd expect those to get filled at some point in time. Can take, like I said before, 2 years. If it repeats the smaller range of the last U-boom, which is this one here, okay, we can see it's going to $1.15 quite easily. That's the potential that the stock has. I'm not saying it's going to. It's not going to do it in a straight line, but this isn't a straight line compared to this here and this here in the past, okay, with the stock. And another little thing we'll just quickly do is we'll do the reverse fib from the high here, which will give us our target, our 161 target. Okay, 161 target is right there, and we just make that a white line so we can see it peak. That'd be smart. Okay, that's above your 80 odd cents, so that would be your next target. Once we break through the 5.5, you'd be looking around the 80 odd cents. And the second one from there would be your $1.25. Funnily enough, that'd fill that gap in there as well. So it's all looking pretty good for Unx, in my opinion. If you're a longer term holder, I reckon you're going to go great guns with this stock.